What is going on, fellas? It's your boy Halbin, and in this video we're going to be going over something that's been messing with all Facebook advertisers, including myself, for the past couple of months. If you've read the title of this video, you've probably already guessed that the topic of this video is going to be iPhone's iOS 14 and what you can do right at this moment to fight off the discrepancies you're seeing between your actual results and between what you're seeing in your Facebook's ad account. If you haven't been to my channel yet, as I said, my name is Halbin Minaya. I run a marketing agency that focuses strictly on car dealerships, and I'm a six-figure Amazon seller and also help other people get started into these ventures. So before we continue into the topic of this video, I really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload videos like these that are going to help you on your entrepreneurship journey. Before I hop on my computer and show you exactly what to do about this, I want to recap what is the iOS 14 update and how does that affect us as marketers, and why did I come to the conclusion that what I'm doing right now would be helpful enough to put it into a video so that it can help you guys as well. So the iOS 14 update has already been released, and the reason why this affects us as advertisers is because iPhone's main punchline now is security. So what they've done with this update is that they've restricted applications like Facebook, TikTok, Google, Instagram, Snapchat to track down iPhone users and see what they're doing, see their main behaviors, their activity, so that we can use this data as advertisers to target people that are more likely to buy whatever it is that we're advertising. Now, this affects us as advertisers because, at least in the United States, the majority of users are iPhone users. So if we can't get data about what these users are doing, then it's going to be very hard for us to put our advertising in front of the right audience, which means that is also going to increase our costs to get the results that we are looking for. So as you can imagine, this is a big deal. Now, this is not the end of the world, because there are many things you can do to go around this and still get the data that you're looking for, so you can continue to advertise the way that you need to. So you can continue to see the results that you need to see in your advertising dashboard, your ad account, so you can make proper decisions. Now, one of the things that you can do, which is something that I'm already doing, is using Facebook API conversion events. So basically what happens is there are two types of events. There are the pixel events and there are the conversion events. The pixel events are the events that are recorded on a website, because the pixel is embedded in the website, and you're basically putting this code in your website so it can record actions that you want it to record on your ad account. Now, with the Facebook's API conversion events, what you're doing is that you're taking all the information that you have that came from your Facebook traffic, and you're basically sending it over back to Facebook, so Facebook can use their AI technology to try to match it down to the users that they have on their platform. And with this, you're going to have a way better chance to actually track down the activity that you have on your website than the pixel itself, because the iOS 14 is basically blocking this from happening. Whereas with your servers, with the API conversion events, you're basically, as I said, taking this information that you already own and sending it back to Facebook and basically saying, Facebook, here's this information that I've gotten from advertising on your platform. Now what I want you to do is that I want you to take this information and do your best to match it down to the people that are using Facebook, so we can try to estimate how many of these actions came from these many campaigns that I'm running for this client. As you can imagine, depending how you are sending back this information over to Facebook and what information are you capturing from this Facebook traffic, you might not get 100% accurate results, because some people are going to be using a different email from what they have on their Facebook account. Some people are going to be using a different phone number than the one that they have recorded in their Facebook account, and this is going to make it a little bit harder for Facebook to actually track them down on their platform, because, as I said, the information they're using to track them down is what you provide them. Now, if you have a software or a program where you can record their API, where you can record their click ID and things like that that are specific to every user, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to actually track down these results 100% accurately. So I'm going to hop on my computer right now so I can show you exactly what you can start doing at this second to start seeing less discrepancies between your actual results and what you're seeing on your ad account. There are 3 things that you guys are going to need in order to make this work effectively, and that is a database, so somewhere where you're storing your leads, whether that is Google Sheets, a CRM, or whatever other database you're using to store your leads. You're going to need a Zapier account, and you're also obviously going to need your ad account. So the first thing that we're going to do is that if you're using Google Sheets, or if you're thinking about using Google Sheets, you want to make a new sheet and you want to map it out. So the way that I did it was I made a column for date created, because that is going to be very important. One for first name, last name, email, and phone number. With this information, it's going to be enough to at least match more than 90% of the people, or more than 95% of the people that you have on your database. Because what we're doing is that we're taking first name, last name, email, phone number, and the date created, and then we're going to send it over to Facebook, and Facebook is going to use all of that and basically, audit the traffic and say, so this person at this time was online and they were the ones that took that action on this person's ad account. And then they're going to be able to count it on your dashboard. So they created first name, last name, email, and phone number. Then we go over to the ad account, right? And let me just discard this draft. This is a test ad account, by the way. Then we go over to the ad account. We go to the all tools, and then we go over Events Manager. From Events Manager, you want to connect the data source if this is your first time setting it up. So let me just set it up real quick. So connect your website to share activity that occurs online. Yep. Facebook Pixel, both. Conversions API. Actually, I'll do Conversions API because that's what we're dealing with. So for the name of my pixel, I will do test account. Okay. So continue. And that is basically it that we have to do. So introducing the Conversions API, we go next, 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 setting it up. So right there and then I can already see the pixel ID, which is what I need. And turn this on, advanced matching. So all of this on, make sure it's on. This is very important. So advanced matching, so manage the customer's information you send, right? Then event setup. This is exactly what you need to do. So since we're not going to set it up manually, all that we're going to do is that we're going to select a partner that's going to be sending in this information over to Facebook. So if you're dealing with e-commerce, you would select Shopify and then look for an app where you can do what I'm doing with Zapier, right? Because that is the third thing that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be using Zapier to organize this information on our Google Sheets, and then take that information that they organize and send it back to Facebook so they can start doing their matching and start attributing the actions taken from our API service event to the campaigns that we're running. So authorize Zapier connection, next, finish, and this is basically it. This is basically all that we need to do here in order to set it up. Then after have already mapped out our Google Sheets, then we're going to sign up for Zapier. Now, signing up for Zapier, there's a free version. I recommend the starter versions for Zapier because since we are going to be doing with offline events, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, that this is a premium app on the Zapier platform. So $25 a month, saving money and cutting corners at the same time is not a very good idea. So what you want to do is that you want to make a news app. And for the sake of this video, we're going to be using Facebook lead ads as who's sending the lead information. Obviously, if you are running Facebook lead ads, you don't need to do this because the action is happening within Facebook, and Facebook can track down those people that have inputted their information on a Facebook lead form, and they can match it to your campaign. Now, this is more for people that are using landing page like, ClickFunnels, Go High Level, or any other type of landing pages that that you guys are using to retrieve the data from the user. So if you're using ClickFunnels, that's what you're gonna select here. If you're using High Level, that's what you're gonna select here, or whatever it is that you're using, as long as it's an application inside of Zapier. Now, as I said, for the sake of this video, we're gonna be using Facebook lead ads. Now, trigger event, new lead, continue, add account, required. It's the one that I have there. Then the page, I'm gonna put not just creation, form, default form that's already created for me because I've never created a form on this page. Test trigger, obviously nothing is going to come up because I haven't done a test lead there. So I'm gonna skip the test and it's going to give me an example lead. Now I'm gonna continue, and then from here, what I would do if I'm putting in another lead generator that's not tracking down the time that the lead was created is that I would use Zapier's own application, which is the format application, to create a date and time for my lead so that we can put it on the Google Sheet and that we can use that information to send it back to Facebook. So the way that you would do this is by taking an action, as I said, formatter, action event, date and time, continue, transform, you're gonna put in format, and then on the value, you're gonna put today's date because what you want to track down is the date and time exactly on the day that it happened when the lead came in, right? Now, as I said, Facebook already has a date and time created for the lead. If you're using another platform to capture your lead, you might not have this available, so this is a good resource to have. So after you put in today, you put in format. The format that you would want it is, let's see, I believe it is going to be this one right here, the one with let's see, this one right here. So the one that's formatted like this has a T in it, the time, and you can look up on Google the Facebook Times formats that they accept. So time zone is going to be whatever time zone you're in. For this video, I'm in the Eastern time zone, so you are going to do it to Eastern time zone. So then from format, you're just going to leave it empty. And if no time zone is provided in incoming input data, set this to explicitly tells you which to use. So let's see, I'll just leave it at UTC time. Okay, so continue. Or if you know that all of your leads are coming from a specific time zone like Eastern time, say for example you are running a conversions campaign for a local client, say a local dealership, and you know that all of your leads are coming from a radius of 30 miles or 20 miles, then you know that the time zone is going to be the same. So you want to set it up to that time zone where the leads are coming from. So for this example, that would be Eastern time zone. So test and continue. So that's good. And then we're going to add in Google Sheets, because what we want is that we want all this information that we've collected to go into our server where we're going to be holding all of the leads, right? So action events, create a spreadsheet row. There we go. Continue, sign into Google Sheets. You guys are going to sign up. Allow. And then from here, you guys are going to select the drive in the spreadsheet that you guys are going to want to use. So my Google Drive, spreadsheet, leads demo, worksheet is going to be sheet number 1, and that is going to be this right here. If you guys name it something different, then that's how it's going to come up. Then the date created, this is what you're going to put in, or if where you're capturing these leads that you're using is already creating this for you and it's connecting with Zapier, and that's what you want to put in this option. First name, you're obviously going to get it from where the lead is coming from, so you're going to fill this out accordingly. So obviously, like if it was the ID or the ad ID, the form ID, like that's how the name, the first name, last name, email, and phone number should come up to you if you're using Facebook lead ads, right? As we're doing in this video. So you just select it, for, you know, so say for example, last name, you know, just like this, all right? Phone number, and that's it. That's all you're gonna have to do. Right now, we're just organizing this information so that it can be put properly on our Google Sheet, okay? So I'm just gonna erase this right now because that is not the correct information, obviously. And then we're gonna click on continue, because that is all that we need to do for this Zap, okay? And you're gonna name it accordingly. So Facebook lead ads, lead to Google Sheet, client name. Perfect. Afterwards, you're just gonna turn it on, turn on Zap, so that every time a lead comes in, then this Zap triggers and it does what it's supposed to do. So you're gonna go back, and then you're going to create a new Zap. So this is the important Zap. This is the Zap that's going to take all the information that's gonna be located here and send it over back to Facebook. So I'm just gonna put something here so we can have it and see it on Zapier. 12345@gmail.com, and then we have that phone number there. Okay, so we already have all the information that we need. So we're gonna select Google Sheet. We're going to select the new spreadsheet row, right? Because what we want to happen is that every time a new spreadsheet row is filled, right, with our lead information, we want to take this information back to Facebook so they can match it down to where it came from. So add account, spreadsheet, you're gonna select the spreadsheet where you are saving these leads or storing these leads. The worksheet, the name of the worksheet. Test the trigger, there's already one there, there you go. And then you are going to put it back as Facebook's conversions. At this point, you have different action events that you could choose from. So you could send a purchase event, you could send a lead event, you could send funnels event, you could send another event. Now, mind you that Facebook's conversions and Facebook offline's conversions are not the same thing. So Facebook's conversions are when it actually happened in your server while online, like the action happened online, and the Facebook offline conversion is, say for example, you're working with a dealership and the customer came into the dealership to purchase the vehicle and finalize the purchase of the vehicle. So that would be an offline conversion rather than just a Facebook conversion. So you want to be mindful because you want to send the right data to Facebook on the right format with the right app event on Zapier. So Facebook conversions, that's why we chose it. Action event, we're gonna put in a lead event, right? publish lead events to Facebook because that's what we're doing. If you guys are dealing with a funnel, then it would be a funnel event, or you could select other event, right? If it's not listed there. So lead event, continue, Facebook ad account, conversions account, action source. You're gonna put that this happened on a website. Business account. This is where you're gonna select your business account on Facebook if you're running your ads from a business account, which everyone probably should if they're running ads for clients, right? So business account, I'm gonna select mine, and then you're going to select the pixel from where this action happened, because even though we're not tracking the data with the pixel, your funnel still needs to have the base pixel embedded on it. So we're gonna hit the drop down menu and we're gonna select the pixel that we're trying to attribute this data to. The event time is going to be this one right here that they created. Event ID, we don't have that. Event source URL. This is where you're going to paste the link, the URL from where this event happened on your site. So if you're doing it on a funnel, right, obviously the link that you would put here would be the thank you page and not where the person is putting in their information for you guys to contact them, because when they're doing it, they haven't yet submitted their application. So what they want here is the source URL of where the event actually happened completely. Okay, so you're gonna put in the event source URL. So you just copy and paste the URL. The event code, this is if you're doing a test event code. Now, let's see. Now you're gonna go all the way down. So data processing options, data processing country, doesn't really matter. Nothing we have to do here. Then the email, phone number, first name, last name. There you go. And if you have the zip code, city, state code, or external ID of these customers, then it will be a lot better, because the more information you send back to Facebook, the more bullets that they're going to have on their arsenal. So the more chances they're gonna have to match down all this information to your ad account. Okay, so then we go all the way down, and that is the only thing that we have to do. We continue, we test and continue, and then as you can see right here, lead event was successfully sent to Facebook conversion just now. You turn it on so that every time something like this happens, it automatically does it for you. And then if you want, you can actually go ahead and input a test lead, so you can see if this really works by going into the test zap column and then selecting the zap and going into view zap history. And then right here is going to show us all of the times that the zap was ran after they received a new lead. So that's all that you have to do, and usually it only takes about 3 to 4 hours to show you the results back on your ad account. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Remember, if you have any questions about any of the content that I post on my YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to message me through Instagram or through my Facebook account. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions for you. I hope I was able to bring value to you on this day, and I appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and like this video so you can help me with YouTube's algorithm. Thank you guys so much, and until the next video.